Well, good morning, everybody. How's it going today? Oh, sorry. Oh, I am awake. I've been up since 7:30, 8 o'clock. Yeah, I was thinking a couple of videos ago I was talking about fears and stuff, and I don't know if you guys ever experienced this. I know I have on occasion, especially with my COPD, in fact, my CPAP. Every time I get a cold, and I get stuffy. The fear of, I don't know if you ever done that, fear, you wake up and you can hardly breathe. And you wake up and it's like you're gasping for air, and even if you were outside, it's happened a few times in my van also. Even if you're outside, it's just, it's the scariest thing. And I know for me, it all began when I got stuck under a truck. I was fixing, I had a Ford. I was fixing the starter motor, and I must have fixed that 9 times. Replaced the motors and stuff, but they were getting tuned up, and I didn't know why. Anyways, I went in one day and I was trying to do it, and it was cold. It was November. It wasn't snowing, but it started to get cold. And on my way out, because of my weight, I got hooked up somehow, and I couldn't get out. It didn't matter what I did. I wasn't budging, so I remember, and it wasn't painful, but it was stuck. I was stuck near my chest. So when a friend of mine called the fire department, and they had to come, put airbags underneath, lift the van up a little bit, and then pulled me out of the position I was in. And it was like, wow, I didn't think it affected me, but it did. For even now, many years later, it's affected me. I wake up sometimes, I feel claustrophobic, I feel this, I feel that. I'm out of breath, even with my CPAP machine, and that was my biggest fear during COVID, when I got COVID, because there was one time when I was when I could hardly breathe one night, or a couple of nights. Anyways, I bring this up because I was I was watching Brent from Brent's Van Life, and I noticed, I talked to him before I'm mentioning this, so I noticed a few times I've watched his videos, and he's like huffing and puffing, and I know he's got, I guess that's why we can relate, because he's got it's the same type of issues I have. I don't have knee problems anymore because I lost my legs. No, but I had all that too, and and that's the thing, you got to keep on going, and I know he pushes himself. But we were talking about that, and I said, so what's, I asked him, what's up? And he, we related, I guess, to one another. He said, yeah, he has a hard time sleeping at night. He wakes up out of breath, and it feels like, feels awful. And I said, yeah, I understand that. I said, I go through that all the time, man. And same thing when you get a cold, when you use a CPAP machine. I don't know what kind he uses. I don't know if he's got the full mask. I just got the nose one. And and when I get stuffy and can't breathe too well, it's hard to sort of like push air into your head, like, into your body, because it's all blocked up. So yeah, and that's the thing, and it doesn't make for a happy sleep. So, that's one of my fears. Like, it's just, I guess from movies I've watched, and from different things I've watched or experienced. It'd be it's a scary thing to figure that, realize you're running out of air. And especially if you're, getting a peaceful sleep, up until that point anyways. But yeah, I was thinking all about that, and I just thought I'd bring it up because I know, like, that's one of my fears. I it's also a fear, when I get back on the road. Because I've had this happen to me before. I've had batteries and I've had enough power, so I thought, and come to think, in the middle of the night, my power went off in my van, and it's like, that's another, like, it's like grab you by the neck type of deal, because all of a sudden it's like you can't breathe, like, there's no air moving through your body, through your head, through your lungs, through whatever. It's not moving, and it's just air, but still it's not moving, and you wake up alarmed. So that's the thing. I'm trying to figure that out as I go, because that's important. It's important to make sure I got enough power to be able to sleep peaceful at night, and make sure my batteries are charged, and make sure there's enough battery to keep it going. Because, well, I've learned, like, my CPAP machine has a heater in it, and I've learned now, once if I get rid of the heat, turn the heat off, and just use the blower, it doesn't take half amount of it doesn't take half the amount of energy it does with the heater on. And you can still use water too. It's it just won't be warm or nothing, but you can still use water in your little tray there, so it gives you a little moisture. I hardly ever use that, but overall, it's just something I was thinking about, and I noticed it when I was watching Brent's video, and then we talked about it. So yeah. Anyways, other than that, things are great. I'm trying to keep busy. There's a few people that have emailed me, so I've got to get back to them. So people know. Like, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm just busy, and yesterday with filming my grandson's cooking thing there, had to help him out with that, and that's going all well. That's going well, but I'm going to try to teach him a little bit at a time, but try to teach him how to use the camera and what to do, right, and stuff like that. So he'll learn, and he's learning. And I thank everybody for all your responses you've given him. He really appreciates it. And, he's just glowing there, like, it's like, yeah, well, you love to cook. Go for it. People like to see that. Chances are, I don't know if it'll be any fancy stuff, but, it'll maintain your body. It'll keep you alive. So, for me, that's how I survive too, and maintain my body, and and on the other note there, like, I've been still following my regimen of diet and stuff. I keep on saying fears, but I guess one of my concerns is, that's not really a fear, I guess. Just my concern is I'm not eating enough carbs. I have to lower my carbs that I have, but sometimes I fall into this low thing, and my blood sugar starts going down, and I don't make it all the way through the night, and that's the thing. I got to adjust that. I made a phone call to the dietitian. She said I can make an appointment. I said, okay, I'll do that, and we just got to figure out, like, what's a suitable amount of carbs for a guy in my size, weight, age, whatever, because I don't do a lot of like exercise. I do if I do manual, lift weights, stretch, punch bag. Yeah, and I punched a bag the other day. I punched it, and I thought, well, this is great. And then the next day, felt like I was crippled. I was like, I can't move. My arms are sore, my shoulders are sore. I guess that just tells me that, yep, I guess it's working. I'm not going to be Arnold soon, huh? No, not going to be Arnold yet. But so other than that, life is good. I just thought I'd pass on these little tidbits to you and ask you, you ever had that feeling? Like, not everybody does, but, there's a lot of things that keep us up at night sometimes when we think about it. And that's the whole point of all this whole journey. Maybe I'm stalled in my journey right now, waiting for my license, but that's where it's all started. It's like my whole journey. It's like I've learned to I've learned to do stuff, and yeah, I've learned to look at myself in quiet time and stuff. So okay, on that note, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, love yourself, love others, and wherever you go, please be safe. And oh yeah, somebody mentioned to me this morning in California they're having a few, I guess, floods and stuff like that, and they had a big snowstorm. I don't really pay attention. I didn't really pay attention to the news. Bad on me, I guess. But yeah, prayers to all the people out there in California and anywhere that they're having all these floods and all these rains and stuff. Peace to all of you, and I pray for all of you. So thank you very much. Peace, aloha, and I love you. Until next time, have a great one.